So tonight I'm going to tell you the story of my grandpa's meet cute with his current life partner. My grandparents were married for a very long time, and my grandmother, towards the end of her life, got diagnosed with skin cancer, and she died when I was 7 years old. But before then, they were married when they were 18 and 19, and very soon after that, they had four children, and my mother is the youngest of the four. My grandfather was in the Navy and he was gone very often, and my grandmother was a teacher. So, since my mother was the youngest, she was very close to her mother, and it was very hard for all of us when she was unfortunately taken away from us. And my grandfather is one of those people who has no idea how to be alone. So, before my grandma even passed away, he was already looking for a new partner because he knew that she was going to die. So he started dating this new woman named Nat, who was younger than my mom, and she's the youngest of four. So it was very hard for everyone. She was weird, and she was way too young, and she was very, very mean. I vaguely remember her since I was so young, but she was very nasty to my mom and to my aunts and my uncle. So nobody liked her at all, but they were together for 5 or 6 years, I think. So finally, my grandfather came to his senses and realized that maybe dating someone younger than his youngest child is probably not such a good idea. So, being old and adorable, my grandfather put an ad out in the personals in the newspaper, like an old person. So he put this ad out in the newspaper: man seeking woman, 60 to 70, and likes to laugh and have a good time. At the same time, his current life partner had just gotten a divorce from her husband, and they had 3 kids together, and she had recently found out that he wanted to annul their marriage and get married to a new woman in the same church that they got married in. So she was having a very hard time dealing with that. But her children convinced her to go on a date and to start seeing other people because they wanted her to be happy. So she's looking through the papers and she's just reading them, and she comes to the personals, and lo and behold, she finds my grandfather's ad in the personals. Now, according to her, everything that he wrote in the personal wasn't exactly true, but according to my grandfather, what she wrote wasn't entirely true either. So they plan to meet, they connect, and they plan to meet, and they plan to meet at this restaurant. Apparently this restaurant that he and my grandma used to go to all the time. So he told her that he'd be waiting there for her in a cowboy hat and with a rose. And so my grandfather's worried and he's nervous and he's thinking about my grandmother, and in walks his life partner, Arlene. And it turns out she walks in wearing the exact same purple jacket that my grandmother used to have, and he knew right then it was a sign that his former wife was looking down on him and telling him that this was the right woman he was supposed to be with, and that she said it was okay and that she just wanted him to be happy. And they have now been together for 10 years, I think, and they live very happily together. And I made the mistake once of calling her his girlfriend. Not his girlfriend. I guess when you're 80, you don't have girlfriends anymore, you have life partners. So that's the story of how my grandfather met his current life partner, Arlene.